guys, welcome back to my channel. I apologise if you can hear the wind, it just isn't dying down at the moment. And I also apologise for squinting. I don't have my sunglasses on and it's really bright. So yeah, welcome back. It's a bit chaotic, always is in the intro. Today is a Monday and as part of bringing Milo back into work, I booked to have a bitting specialist come out. So I'm just about to grab him in from the field and hopefully the bitting specialist will recommend either a bit or 2 bits just to help him on the flat to keep the contact and not gap his mouth as much, as he's currently in an egg butt snaffle with a French link. The problem is that if I don't have the flash on him, the flash isn't because he's strong in the school, it's just because he opens his mouth quite a bit. And so just to try and encourage him, because I thought, oh, maybe it's a baby thing, I'll just, lightly put the flash on so that it's still loose, but he can't open his mouth as much as he was, but he still does it. So I think he doesn't like that bit as much as I thought he initially would. And then yesterday we did some cross-country training just in the fields at the yard, and he absolutely loved it, absolutely flew everything. But he's getting a little bit strong, and he was very, very strong. We did some gallop training last week and we were cantering around. We got 3/4 of the way around the field, and then he saw the sort of home straight, or at least he thought, he didn't think we were going to be going for another 5 minutes, and he just got faster and faster and faster, and I couldn't hold him. I could keep his head up and I could get him to turn in a very long wide circle so that he wouldn't just go over the hedge and, over the horizon. But I need a bit more breaks. So hopefully the bitting specialist will be able to recommend something for me. So her name is Charlotte Warman. I believe she's based primarily at KSEC, but I have her coming out to the yard just because it's easier for me, which I know it's a bit snotty. I don't mean to make people's life an inconvenience, but I have to hire a trailer if I want to go anywhere, and hiring it just to go and have some bits tried on isn't exactly worth it for me. So yeah, she's coming here. Hopefully she's got some stuff to recommend. Hopefully I'll be interested if she recommends a different style of bridle. Currently he's just in a normal flash bridle, but she may recommend something else. We'll just see how it goes. So in the first part of the bitting consultation was for Charlotte to see how me and Milo were on the flat in our current bit, which is the egg butt snaffle with the French link. So here she just said, ride him as if I'm not there, just go through a normal basic walk, trot, canter. The whole time I was riding around, I was sort of explaining where we were with the training, the issues I was having, and just trying to show her the bad parts of it. I did walk and trot on both reins, and then I also did a little trot to halt just to try and show her when the sort of leaning comes in, as while we are doing dressage lessons to try and correct the leaning that we get when we're halting, it's also obviously prevalent in the canter with the current bit. So I wanted to show her everything so that she could see when the discomfort was, or if it was something that I was doing myself to influence that reaction with him. So the canter wasn't actually as bad as I thought. He leant on my hand at the start of the transition, and then as we come back along the long side, it was a lot better. But there's a really interesting conversation that me and Charlotte had about French link snaffles that I'm going to leave in, because I did not know this about them at all, and I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, I like the fact you've got him in an egg bus already, because I would have said, because I like how you almost giving him that stability.
Yeah, I went for sort of what's the kindest bit I can think of, and it was not snapping with a single joint, because then you get into sort of nutcracker action. So I was like, well, it's going to be a French thing.
Yeah, now, interestingly, if you went to FBI editing, you'd be eliminated.
For the French thing?
Yes. Now, controversial bit, it's still BE legal, and it's still BD legal. BE went to follow the FBI and banned it, but then COVID case and they didn't explain it. So what happens, we think the link sits in the tongue,
Yeah.
like this, and it doesn't. When you apply brain tension, your bit rotates.
Okay.
And so the actual plate rotates in the mouth like this. So all the pressure is going through the thin edge of that plate.
Okay.
So the first bit we tried was the Nushul trans-angled lozenge. So this was the most similar to his current bit. It was also in an egg butt. However, he just went quite a bit wriggly in it. So we weren't 100% sure. He did produce some really nice work in it, but there were certain times where we just thought he's not quite happy in it. The next bit we tried to try and remove some of that wriggliness was the exact same. It was a trans angled lozenge from Nushul, but it was a D-ring version. In this one, he really didn't like it. He wasn't doing anything stupid, but he just felt really, really baby and really green again. He didn't know where to go. His contact was more inconsistent. So we decided, nah, he doesn't like this one. So the next thing we did was we tried a slightly different lozenge, and we actually went on to, I believe it's called a turtle link, and it was again in the D-ring version, but he really didn't like it. I think we tried 2 or 3 different turtle link bits, and he got on with none of them. He just couldn't work out the link, couldn't get the feel of it, and so we decided, no, he's not a turtle boy. He likes his lozenge instead. While we're here, I would just like to point out that this funny little walk he does with his front right leg got him the nickname of John Cleese from Charlotte. If you know who that is, kudos to you. We swiftly move on to bit number 4, which was a Feiga, I believe that's the pronunciation. This was a D-ring, again with a sort of lozenge in it. This one, I thought, oh my gosh, he loves it. He's going really nicely, he feels quite light in the hand, his head is where it should be in the canter. I thought it was brilliant. So we put that one on a retainer to try again later on in the session to double check he still liked. The 5th bit was another Feiga bit, but instead of it being their blue titanium, it was just their grey titanium. So even though it was exactly the same in how it acted, it looked slightly differently, and he apparently didn't like it. So he wasn't stepping as well from behind in this bit as he did in exactly the same as the blue version, which is a bit odd. We then tried the Feiga again that we thought he liked just to double check it, and he went really strange. So he wasn't taking the contact in it, and he was merely just holding his head where he thought it should be, but I had no contact in the reins at all. So we decided, actually, we don't think he likes this one as much as we thought he did at the start. We then went back and tried the first bit all over again, just because we weren't 100% sure if maybe we missed something, if maybe he did actually like it, he just needed a bit more time to settle into it. And here what we notice is he's more consistent in being able to hold himself and carry himself through from behind on this bit.
Oh, John, please.
Hi guys, so I realised I didn't finish the vlog on Monday as I was editing, and also I apologise in advance. My pivo, I thought it would be in the right position, but I think I need to add on a setting that's something like predictive follow, something like that, because yeah, as you can see, it cut me off quite a bit, so you only have about, I don't know, maybe a quarter of the school in shot each time. I'm really sorry, I'm trying to avoid the window, but I'm just going to have it in my eyes the whole time, so you're going to have to deal with it. The two bits that we settled on and that he seemed to enjoy was the egg butt trans-angled lozenge for his dressage and show jumping, and then when we need a bit of extra breaks, if we're doing something like gallop training or we're doing cross country, he is then in a trans-angled lozenge universal with a back strap. I'm going cross country schooling tomorrow, and that's when I'm going to try out the universal for the first time properly. Sadly, my Pivo didn't get a video, but Charlotte did put the universal on Milo, and I had a sort of canter around the school out of the saddle. I didn't go that quick, but it was a bit more of a forward canter just to see how he felt in it. I put a tiny bit of pressure on the reins, and he was like, oh, okay, I'm coming back to trot. So it seems like it's going to work. It seems like it's going to do the job, because it's not necessarily a strong bit, but it just works slightly differently so that he feels, oh, okay, I'm being told to stop now, so I'm going to come back, rather than what I had before when he was in the egg butt with a flash. He was just running and running, and his head was getting lower, and my shoulders killed afterwards. So I'm hoping that I don't have to repeat that incident with the new bit. So we did go on a hack this evening with the egg butt in, and he is so much more consistent in the contact. It's unbelievable. We just went for a walk trot hack because the ground, I don't know if the ground's the same where you guys are, but where I am, it is rock solid. So I ideally wanted to do a gallop ahead of our event next weekend, and I wanted this to sort of be, you know, the last gallop that we do. However, the ground is so rock solid, I really don't want to do it. And we've got gallops that we can hire sort of a hack away. The problem is that it's a straight line up a hill, whereas what we need to do is have a circuit and go round and round and round and round, just so that we build up that fitness and we work up to a solid sort of 5-6 minutes of cantering, because otherwise it's going to be canter up for about a minute and a half. I don't know how long it takes to go up the hill, and then come back to walk on the way down, canter up again. So it breaks it up a bit, and it's not really in the full like fitness experience, I guess you could say. So yeah, that's the plan. Those are the bits that he likes and that we have chosen. I was very grateful I managed to find them secondhand, because new, they're quite expensive, as all new shoes are. But I managed to find two really lovely people who were selling them secondhand. So I got both of them for the price as if I had just bought one brand new, which I'm happy about. My bank account's happy about. So yeah, hopefully they work, and we're going to test it out tomorrow ahead of our one-day event next weekend. So yeah, fingers crossed. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found some of the things Charlotte said and pointed out interesting. And I may record in a cross-country schooling tomorrow on my GoPro, so I will see you when that video comes out. Bye!